Okay, this is 107 Fountain Crest. Very nice subdivision. The 100 block was where it all got started, so the Rucker Boulevard is literally, I think, just a couple of houses up. You can see the traffic right up there. So it's really close to the end of the subdivision, and if you take a right, you're at the Fort Rucker Gate very quickly. If you take a left, you're about 4.5 miles or so to the Circle of Enterprise. This one's been on the market for a good while. I've shown it a few times, mostly because of this over here has been the biggest drawback. You've got one neighbor that's not doing fantastic. It says new roof and new AC in 2020. The only thing that really bothers me on it is they went with a 20-year shingle instead of a 30. It's a tiny bit cheaper, but not much. Everyone's just doing the 30 years these days, but inside the layout's a little bit different. There's some dating kind of going on where they haven't updated some things. Sort of has, and it's hard to see. I don't know why I didn't turn the lights on. So you do have like a yellow wall paint going on, but it's an open concept for the living room and dining room, and then the kitchen's just right here around the corner. Guest bedrooms are back in the corner, garage is through here. Master bedroom's just off to the left, and it's a little bit odd shaped in that you have this little nook right up here that you can make a nice little office space with it. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. But it's just a little tiny bit unusual. Laminate countertops. Got some space here for linens. So, here we go. Do have a jetted tub. Kind of looking a little bit old. Sometimes those get a little nasty. You have to kind of clean them out. You've got a decent sized closet here. Okay. We've got our stand-up shower. Need a little bit of work right there, just a little ceiling, and then up here too, you can kind of see where the seam tape is kind of coming loose just a little bit. It's probably just because of the humidity up here. And then we do have our toilet water closet back here in the corner. Okay. Let me get these lights. There we go. All right. This is a very popular neighborhood for rentals just because of the proximity to Post. It's a gas log fireplace. There are no gas logs. You can see the hose coming in, but no one's ever put the gas logs in. You do have this dated wallpaper ceiling topper up here, and that's a little, like I say, just a little dated. Again, laminate countertops. There's a lot of little things you could do to update this. If you're handy or like to do certain things, I would for sure start with taking the border up there down and then maybe picking a different color for the walls. We'll take a look here, your laundry room, washer dryer with some cabinet space, and then huge pantry. Garage, it's a 2-car, but it is a tight 2-car. You do have a separate door, which I love when they do put those in. You have attic pull down stairs here, so you should have some storage up here. And then you do have a gas water heater here that they've got up off the ground for some reason. It's a little older. I don't think it's original. there's almost, wait, okay, that's the first one I've ever seen, 2003. So it does go back a little bit. Water heaters are not super expensive. At least you can typically $800 to $1,200 have a brand new one if you needed. We have a little hallway off the kitchen that takes you to the guest rooms. The HVAC here, and I double checked, they said 2020, but this is August of 2022. So it's actually newer than what they were advertising. But you can kind of see in here, whoever has been in here has definitely not been taking care of it. There is at least a filter down there, so that's good. But you can, I don't know how well you can see the dust that's on here, but they definitely have not kept it clean, which it was probably a renter in this unit last. And we have a little tiny step-in closet. I say tiny, it's still a decent size. But these two bedrooms are a little smaller. It would make for a great office here. And then we'll check the other one out first. This one might be just a tiny bit bigger. There's some spilled paint on the floor. With some effort, I think that could come up. And then we have your typical bifold doors with a fairly typical closet space. Oh, and yeah, the bathroom, let me get that. There. So you do have, kind of like in the master, you have the same kind of cabinets here for linens. You have a single seat sink basin, toilet. The lid should be replaced before too long. It's got some wear marks on it. And then your standard shower. And again, just like in the master, you've got a couple of spots that could use some trim work. And probably need some kind of towel holder. Well, there's one on this side. Okay, let's see. But yeah, just a little bit of love on some of these spots could really make this shine a little bit better. But I think by and large, the difficult thing for this home is going to be this situation over here. I want to say they had an RV or something. They had something up when I showed this one time, and it was very distracting for the buyers here. The fence is also getting a little old, so you're probably looking at a fence replacement before too long. I believe I think that's fig. I don't know what tree that is, but you need a little landscaping here. Clean out some of this. Just some potted plants. And then this is the side of the house where the driveway is. You have a double gate here. You're missing a little, well, I guess the board's there. It's just come loose. But it does drop off right here from this level down. It levels out over here, but it is taking water away from the house at least, so that's good. So you've got a neighbor not really taking super great care of their stuff, and then you got a neighbor right here who's doing a phenomenal job. Beautiful pool, pergola. So it all just sort of depends. I would kind of pressure wash that right there. But like I say, great neighborhood, with the one exception of that. That is truly, if I was the owner of this house, I'd be ticked off that guy's kind of killing it a little bit. But usually people like that are renting, and they usually work themselves out over time, like they wound up not renewing a lease or something like that. There's a little bit of, you can kind of tell where they've painted. Yeah, they've painted here, but not here. So they did some patch painting there. It looks like, hard to see in the video. But that's it. If you don't mind a little painting and a little tiny bit of update work, this would really, because of location, would make a great option for you. And I don't know, you might even want to price out countertops. Not a huge deal that these are laminate, but granite's come way down in price. You might want to toy with the idea. After you paint and do some of the other little stuff, that would be really the only major thing I could think of to do. But that's it. If you have any questions, let me know.